Welcome to a brand new episode of Passt X Ballistic Khalsa, coming you at a later time than usual, but we've got special reasons for that. And with me, we've got Kel. Kel, how you doing?
Good. I just want a special mention about our new ASMR intro. They-
We're just
so
trying
much,
new things every week,
just trying new things every week. I hope I hope it gets
experimenting.
it gets better and better. But yeah, doing fine. Just a little cold, I think, um, because of the weather and stuff. But other than that, okay. Happy midweek to everyone listening in. And yeah, Russ, I hope you're doing well as well. You went to Malaysia, just came back.
Yeah, just came back. I had a flu yesterday and I'm recovered. So it's a long journey, wedding season. Whenever people talk about wedding season, I see they post about, okay, going around in Singapore, but mine is always overseas. And already, in the chats, actually, we've got some fervent fans.
Oh,
Anyways, Kel, this week
yes.
we're going to speak not to the players from Ballistic Khalsa Football Club. We're going to speak to Balestier Khalsa Esports team. We got with us, let's introduce the guests here. First up, we got Yes. Yes, say,
Hello,
how you doing, Yes?
not too bad. How are you? How's everyone? Everyone
Good,
good? Hope
good.
everyone's doing well.
Good, good.
Now we got someone who is not feeling well, and we know that for a fact. Mr. Firhan, how are you doing? Okay, I know you're not feeling well.
Right?
Yeah, but
But
I
hey,
wish
hey,
you
man,
all. I
for
wish
him,
you
for
speedy
him, yeah.
recovery.
But for him to be
Yes,
on the
sir.
show today, man, is such a big ups to him.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming down. Thank you for making it
yeah.
for the show here. And we're gonna introduce our man of the match.
And the man of the moment, Kun.
Yo,
I'm very
hello.
tempted to always say Kun Aguero, but Kun is the man of the moment,
Hi, hello.
star.
Before we start, Russ, do you want to just maybe quickly show some the comments that are
Yes,
already
Kun.
pouring
I got
in?
to show you this. I got to show you this. Just seconds into the show,
Yeah.
we've been getting this. I want Kun.
Uh, I want Kun, and then Kun. Kunaba one. What is that? Hashtag Kunaba one.
Number one, yeah.
Oh, number one. Kun number.
Number
Oh
one,
my
number one,
God.
number one.
It's
There
Kun
you go.
number one. What am I
Yeah.
thinking?
And
And
Sofian is excited. He says, "Let's go." All right, we'll go.
amazing, amazing. Hey
All
Ras,
right,
I know normally we speak to like
footballers.
regular footballers, ballistic also. But let me tell you about these guys. I interviewed them
Yeah.
not too long ago on maybe our second ever series,
Yes.
and I learned such wonderful stuff from these guys and what they are doing. They are no less than the sportsmen that we know, but it's just maybe a different kind of sport that they represent, but really really interesting what the guys do. Same commitment level, same dedication, and moreover, like these guys are brilliant guys.
Yeah. I listened to that episode as well. It was very informative for me. Being an old school guy, so not really very well versed into e-games and all that. So, but very informative for me. Got to admit that
I,
I got to learn a lot from that episode. So thanks a lot for Kel. But I think we didn't do justice because of the
yeah, we
the
had some.
surroundings, the echo and all that. That didn't do justice. But hopefully today we're gonna do some justice and we're gonna hear their views. And got some really big news, of course, to share, which is why we're interviewing the three of them. So, Kel,
That's
let's
right. That's right.
get the show on the road,
Before
man.
before we start, okay, I was jogging one day when the Sea Games was happening,
Uh-huh.
and there was this huge banner, and then I was just looking at this particular person, and I was like, man, I've seen this guy before, but I just couldn't place him. I just like and you're so tired and you're jogging, and I was looking at it, and then I realized, oh my God, that's Kun.
Is it
So
Hougang? Is it?
yeah, yeah, it is. How you know?
I got my one of my friends sent to me before.
Yeah, I wanted to like it's so crazy, man. When I saw it, I was like so happy for you, first and foremost, that you are getting the recognition that you deserve, representing Singapore in the Sea Games. So all in all, Kun, if you can just let me know how, or let the listeners know how was your experience in the Sea Games.
For me, it was like a bittersweet experience. It was like kind of probably one of the biggest events that I've been through in my career. So the only bad thing, the only like I would say the mishap of the tournament was we weren't playing our the game that we usually play. We were playing a different version of the FIFA game that we used to play. So it was quite difficult. 2 months I would say leading up to the event because we had to train for that specific game. But during the SEA Games itself, it was quite a eye-opening experience. Like I remember this one particular moment where we, me and the other guys from the FIFA team, as well as the other countries, all we were inside this bus, and we were traveling to the stadium for the opening ceremony. And
Right.
then there was like this police. There was like police guiding us through the road and blocking all the path. So then the motorists beside and all the pedestrians were like looking at us inside the bus and waving to us. Then it was like one of the moments that you feel like you are one of a superstar or something like that. Yeah, but that was one of the it was quite a eye-opening experience because we had to play in front of a big audience and it was quite a big stage also, so there was pressure as well, but I would say it was quite a very enjoyable experience playing with my teammates, and even though we didn't achieve what we wanted to, but overall it was quite a good experience for me and the team. We learned a lot throughout the tournament.
Was it your first time in the at the SEA Games?
Yeah, that was the first time FIFA is played during the SEA Games, so
Oh,
it was
nice.
the first
And
time
then
for
when
us.
you mentioned a different kind of FIFA,
Hmm.
I only know one kind of FIFA, which is just FIFA to me. But like,
Hmm.
can you explain more on that?
So usually the host country will decide what kind of game will be chosen. So the host country was Vietnam, and the football game that they usually play is FIFA Online 4. So FIFA Online 4 is like a slightly different game. It's like the older version of what we usually play. So what we
Oh,
usually
okay.
play is FIFA 22 on the console,
Right,
but
right.
they play it on the PC, which is like which is, for us is like a totally different game. So we had to
Oh,
train for it, which was pretty tough for us lah. And we had to play against players like Thailand and Vietnam who are very
playing this.
recognized in
Yeah.
who very recognized in this game. So it was quite tough for us.
Hey, not too bad, man. At least you guys like hold your own. You went there and
Yeah.
try your best. That is what mattered the most. But like, hey, kudos to you. I think this is the one of first of many SEA Games for you, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully.
Kun, and maybe the next time, the next SEA Games, you will nail it, Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wondering how do you do in the Sea Games?
We lost our bronze medal match to Malaysia, so we got our fourth place, which wasn't what we wanted to achieve at the end, but yeah, it's what it
Okay,
is.
all right. Sorry about that. Firhan, what have you been
Yo,
working on the esports scene since you last spoke to Cal?
to be honest, I haven't been working on much. I've been busy with work, so I'm juggling my time with work, being there for the boys' matches. Probably only, I think, after I'm back from London, that's where I'll be working on TI, which is the international. It's a Dota 2 World Championship, which is held in Singapore later this October. So I'll be involved with that event, so I'm definitely going to be very, very occupied for that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
Interesting,
all right,
interesting.
interesting. I hope to work with you one day as well on the e games. We
definitely.
we've had some chats, but
Yeah,
nothing much been come about. But yeah, hopefully.
yeah.
Hey, but you'll be surprised the amount of talent there is in Singapore with regards to the esports space. Yasir, you are the man. You are the. We see each other in the stadium sometimes.
I like your jersey though. I gotta say that.
Jersey is
Oh,
nice.
thank you, man.
Not my
Yasir,
favorite team, but still old school. Yeah.
Yasir is the one who is he is a manager of the Ballistic Khalsa esports team. So he does the he's like the coordinator or the overall team manager. All that kind of fun stuff. What's upcoming for Ballistic Khalsa esports team? If you can, I know you guys are playing leagues and stuff like that. Anything
Yep.
interesting coming up at the later part of the year?
Yeah, I think we are actually coming close to the end of the season already. So I think Kun
Oh,
is currently the only active, I would say, player currently that's still competing amongst everyone within the team itself. I think we had a very, very successful season. We technically finished top four in all of Asia for Balestier as a club in our 2v2
Wow,
championship.
fantastic.
wow.
And that achievement happened, first, I think this is the first time a team that technically has not competed before. So we are a brand new team, right? We've only
Yeah.
just started competing.
Right.
So we had to go through the pre-qualifiers to even qualify in the first place. Went through 4 rounds of qualifiers from Division 3 all the way up to Division 1, and then eventually, going all the way top four. We sadly though, because the top two was the one that went to Denmark for the E Club, so we finished fourth. But I think all in all, a very, very good season. And that's kudos to Kun, and also the guy that's been in the chat, Mr. Rai, who's also known as
Oh,
Pain. So he's also one of our key players, and of course, Firhan helping the team go through. So I think we've done quite a bit as a club, and then that's from the 2v2 perspective, 1v1 perspective. I think um, three of our players are in the top 10 for the South Asia rankings. And Kun, of course, is I think currently ranked third or second. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kun.
Four.
But around there. Sorry, but I mean, most importantly, he has
Kun
actually
is
qualified. So I think it's pretty crazy. I think our achievements this year has
right.
honestly actually exceeded a lot of our expectations. I think we did very, very well. That's kudos to the team itself. I think my role is very much I do everything that's not related to the esports itself. So I'm their marketing, I'm the coordinator, I'm their manager, those kind of stuff. But I think a lot of the work goes to the team itself. I think and I think most importantly, big shout out to Darwin and the Balestier team also for really truly supporting us and being really true partners in this journey for us. We've had partners before. We have to say that Balestier definitely has been one of the best partners that we've worked with through. So I think moving forward, of course, we are dedicated to working with Balestier in the future. There will be conversations on next seasons, our roster for next seasons. But I think what we want to do now first is to get Kun over the hump,
Right.
for these playoffs, and then hopefully he goes to the qualifiers. He's also representing Singapore. By the way, shout out to the Singapore FIFA foot team. Is actually has qualified for a World Cup technically, which I guess to say that our national team haven't gotten that
Yeah,
close.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we are the only Southeast Asian team in all of
So
Asia to
crazy.
actually qualify. So, and that's Kun is a big part of that. So Kun, and we have two players from Balestier that plays for the national team. So two
Oh,
out of
nice.
three. So it's
So one is
SS
Kun and
and
the other is
it's SS. So
that's
Operation
okay.
SS. So Operation
Excellent.
Oh,
SS, Kun, and then we have another person called Amran from Team Flash. So three of them has really made Singapore very, very proud. In getting us to that promised land in many ways. So I'm also so after
crazy.
London, he's coming back and then he's going to go straight to Denmark. So Kun is definitely a jet setter this year.
Yeah.
He went to Vietnam, he went to Taiwan, and it's amazing because I mean we've been trying so hard, collectively to get him into all of these land events. We've actually managed to qualify for 3 this year, so extremely proud of his progress. And yeah, man, I just I'm hoping to have make more definite crazy moments with Balestier. I think I was just looking at the list. I mean, we are like better like teams like we are better than teams like Sampdoria, Lille. We are surprised. No, like Balestier is actually higher ranked than all of these
Yeah,
football
and
clubs.
then you see
So
Ballistic Khalsa, which is
and then you
great.
see Ballistic, yeah, which is pretty insane.
Fantastic,
So
man.
yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely
that's.
crazy, definitely crazy.
Are you guys looking to just a random question? Are you guys like looking to add to your team?
New
The later
signings.
part of the year or new signings, or is there something in the pipeline for players to join up with your team?
I think me and Faye will always scout. We do have players. We are pretty much intertwined in the local scene as much as we can. And I think players like Kun and all the other players that we have, they also help us look out. When they
Right,
compete and they go up against certain competitors, whether they are a good fit for us in general. So hard to say. I mean, I won't commit to anything whether you want to
right, right,
grow
right.
or. But the thing is, me and Faye, we are always on top of trying to scout the best players, and not even in Singapore, but also in Asia, to come and play for us. Yeah.
It's so crazy that you said that our national team haven't even qualified for the World Cup yet, and this guy sitting there could. is going to represent us. Ras.
Yeah. Yes. Is there a price tag on Kun now?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That'll be an interesting conversation. Yeah, because it really depends on how well he does, though. I mean, the top players, right? Like, if I'm being super honest, like the top players, in FIFA, there are transfers. There have been transfers going on. I think there was a transfer between for UK player that hit that hit the six-figure mark. So
Well,
who knows, right? Who knows?
yeah.
But I think for us, I speak for Kum. I'm sure he can tell you himself. I think for us, we're not really going to be very focused on that. Our focus
Yeah.
is really just to try to get to Copenhagen, after London, and then go as far as possible. I think it's a long time coming for him.
Okay.
Crazy,
Kun,
crazy, crazy.
congratulations on qualifying for the FIFA Global Series in London and the FIFA E Nations Cup in Copenhagen. So talk to us about your road to qualification for both tournaments. So let's talk about the Global Series one first.
Okay, so the way you qualify is you have to gather points throughout like four qualifiers. So after the third qualifier, I think I was fourth in the rank. I was fifth in the ranking, and I was below by like I think 10 points. So whatever I had to do in my fourth qualifier, I had to beat. I had to be one. I had to finish above the guy above me. So the funny thing was that we matched each other in the quarterfinals. He's another Singaporean guy. So that was probably the craziest game of like the most intense game of FIFA I've ever played, because that is basically the winner of that is the one that will be going to the London. So
Oh,
Phil was watching me play and also guiding me throughout the whole tournament and also for that match. So that match was probably one of the I would say the most intense game of my life. So it's like really a trip to London on the line, and luckily
you
for
can
me,
see the ticket. You can see the ticket there
yeah,
already. You're like, okay.
yeah. I just know that I had to win it, right? Just to do well for myself. And it's been a long time coming also. So that match was quite a narrow margin that I won 3-2. And I went to the semis after that and finished top four for the last qualifiers. So that was what made me leapfrog above him in the rankings and got through to the Global Series in London, playoffs in London. So yeah, it was
And
quite.
this
I would say like the throughout the whole tournament, I think what made me what made me do well in the tournament was perhaps that I went into the tournament without any pressure, or like I told myself like I've been through this a lot of times already and I don't want to put any pressure on myself, so I just played like more, like I would say more relaxed and just enjoy the game more than usual. I say that's what helped me a lot in that tournament.
Okay. And when you talk about gaining points leading up to that quarterfinal, it's these points are gained from your league matches. Is that right?
No, so we have four qualifiers throughout the season.
Okay.
So these four qualifiers, if you get through like the first day, then you will get like a certain amount of points. Or if you get through to the top four, top eight, there's a certain amount of points you get for finishing in that tournament. So I think FGS for the first qualifier I didn't play, so I didn't get any points for that. Then the second qualifier I won the qualifier, so I got quite a lot of points from there. Then the third qualifier, I finished top 16, and the final qualifier, I finished top four. So throughout these four qualifiers, I accumulated enough points to get top four in the region, and that's what made me qualify for the
Okay.
uh,
And do you
playoffs.
already know who you're gonna play against in London?
No, it's not announced yet, so it'll be fun to know, because there will
Will
be
it be
like it'll
announced
be face.
before the tournament, or it will be announced what at the tournament, or how
I
would it?
think
How would,
I think it will be announced during the tournament itself, so we'll get to know then. Yeah, so it'll probably be one of the European players that will be playing.
Okay. You
So
don't
it will
know
be a tough
who has
match.
qualified with you. You
Uh,
don't know.
there's about 120 players. So most of the top tier players are qualified for the event. So those are the ones that you are going to watch out for. But yeah,
And these players, are they representing football clubs as well, or just individuals?
some of them are representing like top clubs like Man City, AX,
oh wow.
bigger teams or bigger esports teams like Fnatic, and most of them play for their national teams also, like Portugal, Germany, England, etc. Yeah, so it's quite a
Is this guy playing Jota? Is Diego Jota playing this guy?
no, but he has a
Team
player I think
Tony.
representing from his esports. Yeah, playing there. So
Oh, right, right. You know,
yeah,
you guys, when you told me the story about Diego Jota the last time, I'm not sure if you remember,
yeah,
I
that's
was
quite nice.
so mind blown by the story. Do you know the story, Russ?
Yeah, I heard about it in the chat.
Oh, it's so crazy, man. And then, oh, that was so
Yeah.
mind blowing. Um,
Okay, yeah, the other tournament that you qualified for, the FIFA E Nations Cup. So that's the one where you're representing Singapore in a World Cup, so to
Mm.
speak. That one, how do you qualify for that?
So throughout there was also similar to our 1v1 tournaments. This one we are playing 2v2 with our partner. So we had like I think four qualifiers throughout the season. So throughout these four qualifiers, you have to there's from these four qualifiers, I think there will be eight teams that will play in like the this so-called playoffs. Then from the playoffs, four will go through to the main event in Denmark. So during the four qualifiers, I think we didn't perform to our best. We finished. I think we didn't play well and we were quite below par. But we somehow managed to put in the results when needed, and we I think got about the fifth position. So we were inside the top eight for the playoffs. And during the playoffs, me and my partner we trained quite a bit for it. My partner was Amran from Team Flash, who is also another player qualified for the playoffs in London. So this year it was quite a good year for us, and we wanted to add another achievement to our year this year. So we trained hard for the E Nations playoffs, and during the initial playoffs, we were really, I would say we were performing very well on that day, on the weekend, I would say, and we managed to go through the whole playoffs unbeaten. And the most, I think, the craziest game we've played also was the game against Australia. So, cause we won like it's like a first leg, second leg, and on the first leg, we played in Singapore server, so we won by only a narrow margin of 2-1. Then we had to play in the Sydney server, which was very delayed for us. So we had like a tactical approach to it, and we played like a so-called Jose Mourinho style, with defending for our guys, playing five at the back, and we somehow won that game 1-0. And that game was the one that made us qualify to the World Cup in Denmark. So it was quite a wild experience for us. Like yeah. Then the next day we continued on in the winner bracket final and the grand final, and we won Japan twice to become the Asia and Oceania playoffs champion. So we won like I think 8K
wow,
USD in total.
Wow,
And so we are so called like the first, like Singapore being the first team in Asia and Oceania, which was quite a huge achievement for us, I would say. Yeah.
massive. Yeah, you
crazy,
must be
crazy.
ecstatic, man,
Yeah.
having done all
Would
this.
you say your SEA Games experience, you took that in positively and then you channeled it into this qualifying round? Would you say that?
Yeah, I would say like, cause me, Amran, my partner for the FAS team, we were in the same team for the SEA Games as well. So I think we kind of thought ourselves that the SEA Games was quite a disappointment for us, and that we didn't achieve a medal for Singapore. So we really wanted to show our worth to Singapore at what we really play, our game that we really played, and we really showed our best for the tournament itself, and we showed like how good Singapore is during that tournament itself. Yeah, and hopefully we
Wow,
were able to show it again in Copenhagen. Hopefully.
All right, I got some
crazy.
messages for you.
Yes,
Well done, guys, from Disotor. How do you
this
pronounce this?
Torio,
Ultras
Rio.
Pro. I think you guys know this team. Do you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's one of our
the friend of ours actually, Rob.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
friend of yours, yeah.
Uh,
And
Decipher.
yeah.
Decipher. All right, Decipher says drop by to say congrats to Kun and the team going for FIFA
The
E
Cy-
Denmark.
yeah. The Cypher is a very famous caster from Malaysia. So he's a
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Malaysia esports caster. Yeah, very nice guy.
All right. All right. All right. All the best, bro. Decipher. Thanks a lot
Thank
for the
you.
support. Hard work pays off from Ultras Pro and your best friend, your biggest fan, right? Me. I love you. Lots of love there for Kun.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Moving on to Fear. Fear, man. Hearing all of this, you know, achievement, what Kun is having, you must be really proud of him. Fear. My question to you is like, are you working something different for these tournaments that he's going for, or what are your strategies for it going up to the tournament?
Um, Definitely, I guess different tournaments will have different strategies. I won't say I'm completely proud at this point of time because I think Kun has worked with me since 2017, so he knows my expectation is always higher and higher. So the fact that he qualified to London, yes, he was happy about it, no, but at the end of the day, I wasn't really happy that he didn't win the whole playoff, and I think he was quite disappointed when he knows he could have done well. But all that in the past, at least he qualified for London. So the London trip is going to be interesting because I do not want him, to treat it as a holiday.
Right.
Uh, yeah, because I've seen my fair share of players, who get to travel to Europe to compete, but
Yep.
they don't take things seriously. Um, I've been in his shoes before, many
Yes.
years ago, so
Right.
I understand how he feels, and it also helps because that he's a close friend of mine as well. I've went for holidays with him, so it makes me understand him better as a person, and then I coach him as a player. I can
Right.
also understand how he is, how he's going to behave. So in terms of strategy, so when it comes to FIFA, I can't possibly teach him the tips and tricks of FIFA because as a player, he's definitely way better than me. So I
Right.
come in an aspect where I guide him based on mentally. So
All right.
because I've been through this phase before where I can understand how his opponents will tend to react
Right.
after a certain timing in the game, how his opponent will feel. So for me, it's a reminder. I will give him reminders, saying that, hey, this guy is going to feel like this. He's feeling nervous and all that. Try take advantage. Whereas I
Mm,
also will tend to remind him, be calm. Don't be overconfident. Just play your own game.
mm,
So yeah, I think that's basically the whole flow. It's not easy to coach players because at the end of the day, it's important that these players listen.
right.
And for Kun, I will give him props, and I think Jas will agree with me as well that I think since 2017, I think he's been listening. We've been through our fair share of struggles over the years, so it's definitely nice to see him qualify for London after what 5 years? Yeah, 5 years.
I think it's
Yeah.
bearing fruits now. It's like all your efforts, everything is just coming up, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
happy.
that definitely. But of course, I think he knows my expectation in London is for him to at least qualify for day two of the tournament, which is I think is top 64 at least. Yeah, yeah, because I think there will be a total 128 players there.
Yeah, man.
So I've been telling him that there's no way we are gonna get knocked out at the round of 128. So he has to make it at least
No, no
top.
pressure, good. No pressure.
Used to the pressure.
Yeah. No, 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 no pressure. But like, hey, yeah, absolutely right. So, can I understand this fair? Like, will you be? I know you'll be with him in the tournament, but will you be? How will you be communicating with him? Will you be in the year? Will you be sitting beside him, or only before, after the game, or what's up?
Mm, yeah, I'm not too sure on the arrangement there because I
All
think
right.
different events will have different rules and regulation. But I think over the last few events, the coach is allowed to sit behind the players. So if
Okay.
I'm not wrong, you're allowed to communicate with him during halftime and
Right.
after the end of the game, or
Okay.
whenever you pause the game.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Russ.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to hear what Firhan had to say, because it shows the expectations he has, and he's certainly going to keep Kun grounded. I really like to hear all that, whatever Firhan has said, because Because you would have probably thought that some people, as what he's rightly said, some people might treat it as a holiday, go there, hey, I've done the hard work, I've arrived,
Yeah.
I'm here in London, I've arrived, this is it, okay, let's take it easy. But couldn't Firhan wants to go all the way, so I mean that's really good mentality to put into your players, the team as well. I think great job, guys. Great job, Firhan. I really like that. I really like to hear that as well.
Wait,
Because
Kun, is this your
as a coach, I would
is it your
probably do
first
that
time
as
going?
well.
Is it your first
Sorry.
time going to London, or you've been to London before?
I only went there on a layover, so I didn't really get to explore the place. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be interesting.
Maybe take two
Interested.
days after the tournament, or 2 or 3 days, just go and have a
Yeah.
look around.
Yeah.
After the tournament,
Yeah.
since you
Hopefully.
are already there, right? But like,
Yeah.
hey, focus on the tournament first, then go see all
Yeah.
the fun
That's right.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't
Correct.
get distracted.
Don't get
Yeah.
distracted.
Yeah, there's more
We're
comments
all
here.
supporting you.
Decipher is gonna say all the best, okay, buddy. We'll be supporting you from far. 9-9.
Thank you.
He's going to sleep. This guy wants to be you, man.
Oh
Yusuf.
man.
Yusuf. When I grow up, I want to be like Kun. You guys know him, I guess.
He's the manager of the pro clubs team.
Oh right.
Yeah, Yusuf.
Okay. And Kun Fire Kun.
Kun Fire. Oh, this is like a song. Kun Fire
Yeah, this
Kun.
is a song. I know the song as well. Yeah. Okay. Where were we? You had something to say, Kel?
No, it's with Yasir now.
Okay, Yase. First of all, your emotions, after hearing all this, the players Kun qualifying for all these tournaments, what do you feel?
No, definitely. I think first, I think I feel a bit relieved for him. I think it's like I said, it's been a long time. I've been on this journey with him probably as long as Firhan has also. So I think I still remember the first time he joined us. I mean, he was an academy player. I mean, he won like a competition, and then he actually won a contract with a team that technically me and Firhan was involved. It was Firhan's team at that point of time called Order of the Elites. So I really seen him literally at the start of his career, kind of blossoming through. True. So for me, relief definitely. I think it's a long time coming. Um, but I feel at the same time is like what Fair says is just the beginning, right? So
Right.
this is not technically the end. I think we cannot keep it. We cannot take this as
The
that's the
end goal.
best he can do. I think if there's anyone in this region who can go very very far, I think Kun has probably one of the best chances than most of the players here. Um, he is also at the prime. I think he's had enough experiences through the years, so I think definitely relieved and happy. But also at the same time, I think this is an amalgamation of a lot of hard work between a lot of people. That also himself definitely most importantly, but also the people supporting him like Ferran, his teammates, and me to a certain extent also. But yeah, man, definitely excited for him. Can't wait to kind of when you see those broadcasts. I've seen a lot of these broadcasts through the years. It's going to be crazy that you see a Balestier Khalsa logo there, and then you see his face there, someone that someone that you kind of hang out with from time to time. So it's really crazy that amongst like the best players in the world that you've also followed that through the years also. So I'm really hoping that he makes a name for himself, because I think what people don't know about Kun is that he plays a very exciting style of FIFA. He's a skiller, so he does all kinds of crazy skills, and also he's very exciting, very very good way of he's built his name, really playing the right way of FIFA. So I'm excited to see him go up against the best, really challenge himself, and then yeah, hopefully go to the 64 and then go even further if possible.
One
Okay. Will,
hundred percent.
will you be traveling with them to London?
No, I won't. I won't be traveling. I have too much responsibilities on my end. Sadly, I think if it was a few years ago, it would probably be a lot easier for me to travel. So I can't travel with them. So it's just going to be Ferhan and Kun.
You
And yeah.
probably be locked in as somewhere, trying to catch a glimpse of what's happening.
Oh no, definitely I'll be in contact with them. Definitely I'll
Yeah.
be supporting from afar. I wish I
Yes.
could be there though, but yeah, just not the right time for me.
Hmm.
But it's not
Kun, are
about
your
me though, so it's about him. So yeah.
Kun, are your videos on YouTube or something like that? So if people want to watch you play, or they want to catch like how you usually. I know you probably on Twitch, but like
I think they will allow you to stream your games on Twitch or YouTube if I'm not wrong. So yeah,
okay,
I probably give the stream link to my social media or something.
yeah, that would be
For them to
great. Then we can all do our part and share. Those
Yeah.
listening, or whoever who's interested in esports. Because I know I've been speaking to a lot of parents and they've been asking me, Kelvin, my kid like to play games. I was like, hey, let your kid play the game, man. No problem. You never know
Yeah,
what's gonna
I don't
happen.
know.
No, no, I'm just kidding. But like, hey, it'd be good to support you. For people like watching FIFA, people who play FIFA like to watch FIFA. It'd be great to see a Singaporean fly our flag. Representing us at the tournament. So moving on, Ras, do you have anything else?
No, all good.
So Russ, if you are not sure, these three guys, like other esports players, they are focused on only esports. They are full time esports players, but this guy they juggle
Yeah,
full time jobs
and
with
esports as well.
with
Yeah,
this esports. So how they are actually managing it is incredible. The
yeah.
resources are pretty scarce as well.
I think it'd be interesting to find out as well, like what do you do for your as a day job? Can go if he
Yes,
asks first.
yes. What do you do for a day job?
I actually do. I mean advertising. So I do advertising strategy for a global media company. My main client is actually Google. So
All
that's my
right.
day job. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just in basically I've been in advertising for about 15 years right now. So it's been a long journey for me. So yeah, but it's interesting though because I think one of the key things that I do kind of head up in my company currently is their gaming initiatives. So I think there's a lot of clients actually. A lot of my things that I do on the site now is starting to come into my real life work because a lot of brands, a lot of sponsors, a lot of people with advertising dollars are looking to actually invest their money in gaming because it's one of the in terms of industry growth, in terms of just the growth of the it's one of the fastest growing industries in the world right
Right.
now, gaming. So there's a
100%.
lot of jobs, there's a lot of millionaires being created right now through gaming. So there's and a lot of the funny thing is that there's a lot that people think that gaming is just for kids, right? But I'm 40 years old. I'm just one of those few guys that never stop gaming. Like you think that okay, once I have a kid, once I get married, I'll stop gaming. But there's a lot of people like me though. There's a lot of people like me that just didn't stop gaming. So we still continue to game even in our 40s. So yeah, that's
That's a
what I
good
do.
thing.
Yeah,
That's a good to know. Good
that's
to know.
that's an interesting thing because
I think Ras stopped playing when it was PlayStation.
yeah, no, you're closer to my age, so I remember I stopped playing when I was probably like in my poly years. I'm 38 this year, so
Okay.
20 something. Then I started going after girls, so focus changed.
You can, come on, man. You can not no. Now the best part is that if you're doing gaming now, you can get
Yeah.
girls with gaming. It's not like before anymore. You're a gamer, now girls are gamers already. Straight up.
Gamer
Yeah, but,
chicks.
but
Gamer
the,
chicks.
the boat has sailed because I'm married and have got a kid.
Same,
So
and his,
same,
and
same,
his wife
same,
don't
same,
play
same.
any games. So
now I
that's
play the
that.
game of life.
Yeah. Kun, what do you do for a full time job?
I'm a aerospace engineer, so
Oh,
my company, I'm working for a company that handles simulator, so aircraft simulator.
Oof.
So pilots come to my company to train for their like simulator flights before they do the real flying. So yeah, so I'm the engineer
Wait,
for the simulator.
can you like do you like test drive your simulator or what? Do you like go
Yeah,
for all the
yeah, like we have to do like every day we have to like so called fly the simulator itself. So I'm basically like like I know what to do when it comes to flying.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
technically you're a pilot and you can sit in the plane and you can fly the plane, is that
yeah,
right?
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
technically,
man.
yeah,
Oh,
yes.
oh my god,
You
that
can fly
is
yourself to
But
London then.
I wouldn't
yeah,
have the setup. Yeah, yeah,
just oh my god, could that could be a
This
like
is a
a
revelation.
yeah, that is like it could be a passion on the
yeah,
side as a hobby on the side to be
yeah.
a
Hopefully
pilot.
one day. Yeah.
Fear and yourself?
Okay, for me, I'm doing revenue management for a local hospitality chain in Singapore.
Right.
Um, So yeah, I think the interesting thing about my job is basically um, I get to link up, the fact that I think Ras will know I'm doing events outside.
Right.
So of course there are lots of World Championships events coming to Singapore. I'm not talking about FIFA.
Right.
I'm talking about all the other games. So I think over the last few months, I've definitely got some requests, if I could help to house all these players flying in. So
Right.
I guess if my job is kind of interesting now because I'm actually doing my daytime job with something what I love to do, which is esports.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be an interesting interesting next few months ahead, especially with the international coming, and I think you guys should read up more on that. I think it's the biggest tournament in the world. I think the last event last year the prize pool was almost 50 million USD.
Wow.
Did you just say 50 million?
Yeah.
Yes, 50 million.
Yeah,
Oh
we're all in
my
the wrong.
god.
We all in the wrong esports actually. Think about
That's
it.
Yeah,
right. Where we are.
yeah,
And speaking about
yeah,
other games, I think the girls did well for League of Legends at the Sea Games. I think they won the
Yep.
silver medal or something.
That was yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
think,
Yep. Yep.
and I think the guys team won bronze, if I'm not wrong, for League of Legends.
Yeah. I think
So yeah.
just
So
to, yeah. I mean, just
sorry.
to add on to that, I think one of the key things that I probably want to work with Balestier is also to kind of expand. Esports
Right.
doesn't mean we just play FIFA, right? We can
That's
also
right.
bring in
Yeah.
other esports and all. I think that's something I'd like to definitely bring up with Balestier,
Yeah.
since we already have quite a good, I would say, foundation right now. But I think, of course, FIFA is the best, I would say, bridge into esports because it's also
Right.
football. So the thing is, right now, if we want to bring in other sports, I mean, that's definitely within the cards right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Rest assured, I think Darwin is listening to us right now, so I think he probably heard you already. This
Yeah,
is your
Darwin, if you're
informal.
listening,
This
please say
yeah.
something.
If you're listening, Darwin, these guys would like to speak to you. And maybe Kun can play other games as well. To just take his mind off FIFA. He can try
Yeah.
other games
Kun
out.
plays a lot of other games. I don't think he's not.
Sticking to that, Kun. Just I know this is a very it's a very deep question I'm going to ask you right now. But what does this esport? What does the game mean to you?
Uh, I think for as a general, not really just the game, but football, I think has been a part of me since I was young. So my dad taught me how to play football, I think since I was like 3, 4 years old. So ever since then, I've been playing football throughout my whole life. I think the setback that I got was during secondary school where I tore my ACL. So that
Oh,
kind of hindered my football journey. But that's when I started to develop a new passion where I started to play a lot of these football games with my cousins and relatives. So that's where I developed a so-called love for this football game, and that's where I started to play more and more and develop like it just became a sort of a passion that I grew after playing so many years, and now I'm still enjoying playing it now. It's still, I would say, a really fun hobby for me. Yeah, so it's been probably football has been the biggest part of my life since I was young. That's why.
Kun,
right.
which football club do you support?
I'm not in my football club is not in a good state right now, so I
Oh, you
guess
know
you
which
Tell us,
football club already.
tell us.
He gave you a big
We
hint, bro.
we seem to empathize with you, so I get the hint.
I'm
Just
the
mention the
Manchester
name.
United
All
fan.
right,
It's,
it's okay. It's okay.
it's not looking good.
Yas, the last time we had a podcast with Yas, he walked in with a Man City esports jersey,
Uh,
and I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey man,
But he's a Newcastle fan.
yeah,
Yes, I'm a
but
Newcastle United.
the jersey was nice. I just have to give it that the Man City esports jersey was nice.
Yeah.
But Newcastle, yeah, new money. I think you're very happy with the situation at Newcastle. But that's a different topic. Yes, what does the game mean to you?
Game as in FIFA or just esports in general or just the.
Esports in general, or just playing the game? What does playing the game mean to you?
I'm getting very bad at playing the game if I'm being super honest. I think both Finn and Kun knows this pretty well. I think as you get older, reflexes becomes a bit harder, But I think I think one thing that I feel that sometimes I live, through Kun and Firhan a lot is that when I was younger, I never had those opportunities that the both of them had. You know, when I first found out about Firhan, first got to know him, I was pretty impressed, man. That's pretty insane, for someone, in that level, of that at that age, to achieve so much, because Fir himself was probably one of the the first real contracted
Right.
esports players in all of Singapore.
Right.
So getting to know them, because I've always had the passion for FIFA. I've been playing FIFA, since the first FIFA. So I'm
Yeah.
probably the only one that has played probably the real first FIFA, where the graphics was just literally just something
Yeah.
that you saw, and it was even like some weird angle, you don't, it's not to the level, and I've played every FIFA since then.
It
I
was a
never stopped playing.
Sega game cartridge, right?
It was on PC first. I
PC,
played it on
PC.
PC
Yeah, yeah,
first.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Hey,
played it on
but like,
PC.
I played
Yeah,
the ones
FIFA
on the
Internet.
Sega game
Yeah,
cartridge. That one,
I mean,
95.
eventually it went to the consoles. I had a point where I was playing Winning 11 all the time. Also,
yeah, me too. Yeah, yeah, I love
I
Winning
grew up
11.
a lot on football games, but of course, I've had always a big passion for the game mode that Shark and Firan are playing, which is called Foot Ultimate Team. So it's kind of like I mean, imagine, like, the ability to collect, those Panini stickers, but in real life, and then those Panini stickers that you collect can actually play in a game. So that's what Ultimate Team is. So I've been playing Ultimate Team since the start of it, and that's where I kind of got very serious. I was pretty good in certain aspects of the game. And that's where I met Ferhan, right? So I think for me, the game is my life right now. It's come to a point where it's just not FIFA; it's also other things. I'm also
Right.
introducing my daughter to playing games. She's playing Roblox a lot, playing Minecraft. At the age of 5 years old, and she's
Oh,
pretty good at it, which is pretty crazy to think. So for me, gaming is definitely a big part of my. I've been a gamer all my life, but now I think one of the things I'm trying to move into is no more. I'm not. I've really moved into the business side of things, but now I just kind of want to. My goal was always to kind of pave the way for people, give support to people so that they can really achieve. I still want to continue that role. I still feel that I have a lot to achieve in that capability, because I think one of the key things, like people like Kun and whoever that's starting out, they need a lot of guidance, in those areas. Whether it's from a business, for me, it's business marketing. That's the areas I can help out. When Fair can definitely help out from the training, from just understanding, gamemanship, within the tournament itself. So I think there's a lot of me and Fair can still help out, and I think we'll both still continue to help out those who wants to be helped out. Keyword, who want to be helped out. Uh, so for me, the game is everything. I still see myself being part of it, even though I'm way past the age that that should be even playing supposedly games or something like that. But definitely still have a lot to achieve.
that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Fear, what about you?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I said, so what
Hello.
does playing the game
Uh,
mean to you?
wow, this is a very tricky question. Maybe over the years I've been playing too much FIFA that I'm actually sick of the game. No, but to be honest, when you're a professional player, I think it's the same like how any other athletes in the world will feel it. Really, soccer athletes, badminton athletes, tennis athletes, to you have to have that commitment and desire. Um, it is very tiring. Of course, gaming is tiring in terms of the mental aspect. And games basically they have this thing called meta. Um,
Mhm.
you have to adapt, to changes in the games because every game will have different patches and it will change the entire game completely. So I think for Kun, I think the most tiring thing this season, which he has experienced, it's to adapt to different kind of gameplays over the last, I would say 8 months, which is not an easy thing to do. So if you were to ask any one of us, uh, is it still the same FIFA when it first came out in October? No, it's a completely different FIFA now. So the gameplay we had in October is totally different to what
Wow.
Kun is playing now. Yeah. So that's the reality of it, But at the same time, I think in the previous episode which I did with you, I think the good
Right.
thing about esports for me, it's not about winning, it's not about losing. At the end of the day, for me, in my past, what I really treasure most is the friendships being
Right.
made, especially Kun will get to experience this very soon. Meeting international players, getting to know them, hang out with them, And this is something which he's going to treasure for the rest of his life. And I'm sure that in future when he travels, he will get to meet up with some of these players as well.
Yeah, in the future when he travels, he can fly his own plane as well, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, Kun, there's a question for you.
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, do you want to
Uh,
answer this?
of course, man. He's my 2v2 partner who
Okay.
we played both together in for Balestier. So it was
Alright.
quite a enjoyable experience. So obviously,
So do you or do you not?
okay.
He's
Subjective.
like blushing already. Good.
So shy, sir. So shy, sir.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a marriage proposal.
I guess it depends on the yes.
On what?
Depends
It
on what?
depends on the situation.
Oh, right, right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Okay, just briefly to before we wrap up the show,
Yeah.
Kun, what are you doing in terms of your physical and mental
Yep.
health leading up to the tournaments?
Uh, I think this year the main thing I did differently compared to other years is I would say like not necessarily saying that like I mean last few years I wasn't so called like because due to COVID I was stuck mostly at home, so I didn't get to exercise, didn't get to play soccer much also, so I wasn't really active. And I think the main thing this year that I changed was I told myself that I needed to get more healthy, I would say. Then I started going to the gym. My cousins also started inviting me to more to start playing soccer back and just get eating more healthy also. So I think this year I think it was quite I would say I noticed a big difference if I were to stay healthy compared to last year's compared to last year, what I was feeling. And I think it helped me in my gameplay as well. Like I was able to concentrate more. I was able to play, focus for like longer hours, and it's been helping me a lot recently. So yeah, I think in terms of the physical aspect and the mental aspect, like just staying healthy has been helping me so far a lot this season, and which
Alright.
probably one of the contributions to how well I've done this year. So yeah,
That's
Okay,
awesome.
that's
Awesome.
great,
Yeah.
man. That's great. Keep it up, man.
Yeah.
thanks.
Don't lose
Soon
your
you can
discipline.
soon you can go to the tournaments and you can flex. All right, all right. So to wrap it up real quick, maybe we start with Yas. Any messages or any advice for those listening in today to our podcast on your side?
I think there's a lot of lessons to be, I guess, had, from Kuhn's journey itself. I think firstly, just never give up. He's been through a lot, so I think never give up. Work hard. Keep your head down. In the end, hard works will pay off. There will be naysayers along the way. As long as you keep your road, keep your journey on the right path, you will get there eventually. I think, and whoever's like, whoever wants to kind of get into this, is all you gotta do is just really pick up the controller and just start playing it, and then just practice till you reach a certain level. We are definitely trying to find new people, new blood, and so if you anyone who feels that you guys are definitely up
You
to
have
the
to go
task.
through Kun first.
Yeah, you can go through. We probably have a gauntlet for you to go through, but it's okay. School will be one of them, but we're definitely happy to kind of
Yeah,
see that definitely help, more
yeah.
talents to get to, and it kind of build more talents to get to Sharks or Kun's level. Yeah.
That's awesome. Fair. Any messages for the listeners?
Yeah, similar to what he just said. At the end of the day, if you want to get into sports, dedication is really, really important. Like we've seen our fair share of people, who gets demoralized after losing by a huge score margin. That is not something we want to see. Um, so yeah, I think, and the most important thing is you have to make sacrifices. I think you can ask Kuhn himself. I think he has made lots of sacrifices this year to get to where he is. Sacrifices in terms of spending time with your family, your friends, This is something I've been through as well. So it's nothing new for me. But I'm sure this is something new for Kun as well this year. And definitely, if he keeps playing next year, as in the next season, definitely he has more sacrifices to make along the way. Yep.
And then the world's his oyster.
Yeah. Correct.
No problem. Kun, I hope you like oysters.
Yeah.
Um, so, any messages for the listeners, Kun?
I would say similar to what Yas said. Just like if you are planning to do well in something, you have to give your full dedication and commitment to it. Like you cannot decide you want to do something and just put in 50% of your effort to it. Like you have to give your full commitment towards it, and you always have to be able to accept criticism and advice from others. I think the most important thing, like for me, is like I was able to accept a lot of the advice and tips that I've been given throughout my career as well. So another important thing is also to always stay humble, and just keep your head down and make sure you get your focus right, and just keep doing what you do until eventually you will be able to succeed.
100%. Again, congratulations, Kun, for making it for the tournaments. And I wish you all the best on behalf of Backpass. Please do share with us the links,
Yeah.
so that we can actually share on our page, and we can spread the message as much as we can on our side as well.
All
Russ?
Yeah,
right. Thanks.
yeah. Before we sign off, there's another message. Thank you, Yas and Fear, for everything. The best boss and coach I ever met. This guy is really loving it.
Yeah.
He's in the
Now,
mood.
Dedicated.
shout out to him though. I think he had one. I mean,
Right.
I don't know whether people know. He jumped from 90th place last year to the top 10 in South Asia.
Wow,
Oh
So
my
brilliant.
he's
God.
actually he had the
Congratulations to
biggest
him.
jump in any I think pro within our region, and he's improved tremendously. So shout outs to Rai, aka Pain, also player for Ballistic Khalsa.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, right. Next time we
Well
should
done.
our next episode, probably when you come back from London and also Copenhagen, and we can speak about that. We're gonna bring Rai inside now
Yeah,
for our
Yes,
Thank
next
you.
for sure.
Yeah,
next
definitely.
episode.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. All right, guys. Uh, First of all, I gotta say good luck at the tournament. I hope you do well, and I hope you do your best as well. Wishing you
Thank
all
you.
the best. I can't state that enough. And Leslie Tan has got a shout out for Team Knee.
Team meeting.
Tim, yes, man. Timmy, the master facilitator, man.
Yes,
Without him,
yes.
where would we all
Even
be?
even this even this show, he's the
Yeah,
main
Exactly.
he
man.
is. He is.
He's the
He
main
is.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome dude,
All,
man. Awesome dude.
all right.
Timmy is awesome.
Okay. So thanks a lot for taking the time to speak to us as well. It's a bit of a late show we've got this week, and all those watching this, we've got quite good views watching this episode. I think thanks a lot again for taking the time to listen and watch and participate in the chats. It's been fascinating as well, guys. Good luck once again.
Thank
Wish
you.
you all the best of health, especially Firhan. Get well soon,
Thank you. Thank you.
and
Better get awesome.
Yep.
till
Thank
we
you.
meet again.
Yeah, I'll be in time. No problem, man. No problem. You'll be in time.
Till we meet again.
See you
Ciao. Bye
again, guys.
bye.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.